All right, so this matchup looks like it's going to be Control Haven versus Thief Sword, or at least that's what I'm led to believe. It might be some kind of mix of cards, but it's basically going to be a mid-range sword list. Interested to see how this matchup actually plays out. I feel like Control Haven kind of has everything it wants for this matchup. It kind of has inevitability. You can, I guess, mill out their Aegises and stuff early on, and they kind of end up not having a really good win condition. But I don't think you can always like pray for that at every matchup. So you're just kind of in a position where you're going to play whatever mid-range game plan you have and hopefully go for the best. Playing the Torn Maid Leader, getting it Angelic sniped out of the way. It's pretty rough. You kind of want as much value to set up your board as much as you can. This early on into Control Haven is just a really rough matchup. It's one of the issues about playing like Maid Leader. I think this meta is so Angelic Snipe heavy just because there's so many good cards that just have 2 health that like do crazy things that you just want gone when you see it, especially early in the game. So like Maid Leader on 1 is super risky, but you know, if it's your only play and like you don't have the Evo points, like waiting a turn doesn't really help you. Maybe you try to high roll. They have Maid Leader here. Let's go. Oh wait, they do have the Evo points here, which means, oh no, they're on 3 play points. I'm crazy. What are we searching out here? And a lot of times I feel like I want Leonidas, but it's also really hard to proc Leonidas in this matchup. Ooh, playing Lucifer. This is kind of spicy. We get a heal out against the burn matches, and then we can just Evo and burn out our opponent as well, which is pretty big. I haven't seen Lucifer in a sword list in quite a while, so I'm interested to see how they end up using the card. Bellringer Evo, just removing the second Maid Leader here.
Then I'll ward and pass.
Alright, we're going up to 4. Alright, Silver Paladin coming down, just removing the Bellringer. Not really needing to build a board. Anytime you play against a control list too, just against Haven, if you build a board, you always open yourself up to Themis, which is kind of annoying. Alright, we're just playing the removal, hitting them with cravings here. Sword is on 5 play points here. What are they going to do? We got the Gemstaff coming in. I'm looking at their list finally. They do play one of Leonidas. 2 Tsubaki also in this list. Insane. Oh my god, they're playing Magna Legacy. Okay, the fact that they play Magna Legacy is like super spicy into this matchup because it does actually help in this matchup a lot. You need that burn damage sometimes just to close the game out. Being able to deal 8 direct damage is insane, on top of having Lucifer as well. Okay, I can see where this list is going. This is pretty spicy. I like it. Going on to Haven. Haven, for the most part, looks like a pretty standard like Haven control list. They do play Erd. Yeah, just all the removal plus like 1 of Path to Purgatory for more draw. Playing 3 Sacred Pleas though, plus a Path to Purgatory seems very greedy. They're at a 43 card list. That makes sense then. What are we doing on 5 here? Anything fun? Probably not. Yeah, Erd here, probably going to get rid of Octress. Octress is such an annoying card. Alright, we get some swings in here now, though, for Gemstaff. Going to get in 3 damage at least this turn. They are opened, since they did play out all their play points, they're kind of open to any storm damage here, so Disciple of Usurpation could come down here, add an extra 3 in there if needed. Too bad, I'm sure they do not have enough cards in their cemetery to actually activate the extra damage from the effect, but from the fanfare. But I think you kind of just take what you can here when you can. Alright, this is a spicy card playing Imperial Swordsman. So this is at the start of your in phase, selects an enemy flower on the field, deal 4 damage to it and 2 damage to its leader. So we're going to be able to pop, remove some stuff, and push damage in here. This is actually a pretty interesting card for this matchup. Getting that burn damage in is pretty important. The fact that you don't have to engage this card too every time is kind of annoying, but luckily for Haven, their control deck, which means they have a bajillion removal, so they could remove this probably at any point. It is kind of awkward because they might have to burn something they don't want to because it does have 4 play points. Oh yeah, they're just missing the board here. Recognizing that 4/5 is a threat and not or 5/4 that is as a threat and not having any way to block anything here. Just gonna clear up the board, protect our life total here. We need to get to the Aegis turns. Once the Aegis turns come around, then we can kind of pop off here.
I'll pass to you.
We're at 7 play points here. It means next turn there's a chance we could see a Magna Legacy coming down to close out the game. Or not close out the game necessarily, but push a lot of damage. Lucifer coming down. Looks like they're just going to straight up Evo to get that burn damage in and pass there. I like this play a lot, the aggressive play lines here. They use their Themis, meaning they're going to either have to burn... What is it? Acolyte Slide or an Execution this turn. Or I guess if they have an... They have another Themis, they could burn that as well, though I'd be kind of worried to burn another Themis here. They do have a second copy of Erd Evo. Yep, so looks like they're going to go with the Acolyte Slide here to remove that. I think we're still happy just getting that extra damage in.
Spend 2 and break this and draw 2.
So we could be seeing a Magna Legacy next turn, though that might be just a little too greedy, but we'll see what happens here. Unfortunately, they do have the Bell Ringer, meaning any of this fun storm damage that's going to come up is going to have to at least get through that, which is kind of annoying. But I mean, if we hit the Magna Legacy here, we don't really care, right? We just get to get our 8 damage in immediately, putting them to 6, which is really spooky. That's like 2 storm cards out of the way, plus they have to deal with an 8/8 on the board. That's pretty spooky here, but we'll see if they have the Magna Legacy here. That card is so scary too. You just like mill half your deck essentially, and then you mill the wrong half, you get kind of sad. All right, looks like we're gonna start milling the cards here, getting the damage on the board and filling up the grave. They lost one copy of Guardian Sun. They do play 2 though, so they still have access to it.
Alrighty. Sacred Plea, Erd, Guardian Sun, Sacred Plea, Light Light, Aegis Decree, Erd, Surefire Bullet, Bellringer, Craving Splendor, Bellringer, Angelic Smite.
What do we grab here? Do we... Using their own Surefire Bullet against them, removing their Bellringer, which is pretty funny. Getting in for that 5, which is pretty huge, putting them to 9 here. Nine is such a scary number because next turn, if they actually have the Magna Legacy in hand, this game is kind of like Dunzo if they have no wards and can't clear the board. So they really, really need a Themis here, or I guess, unfortunately, just mill the Jean, but like a Jean Evo would be really powerful here as well.
No, I mean like you spent 1 and then 2. And you played the Surefire Bullet. Oh, I thought she did the balls. Oh, okay, cool. Alright, so I go up to 8.
What's actually pretty wild here is, oh no, at 8, you would need 9 play points here to like set up the wall. It's like setting up an Aegis wall here would have been pretty good if they had 1 more play point, but it's not going to happen. They really need Themis here or Jean. So they still have access to 2 Johns and 2 Themises in their deck, and I don't believe I saw more than 1 copy in the grave at this point. But that would be a really good answer to the board, but then you still need to have some kind of ward coming up here. I mean, even having... that doesn't even feel good either, too. Because, like, even if they Marwyn Evo here with all their play points, they just go up to... I mean, they're still within lethal range. All right, they got the second Themis here, thankfully. Passing with 3 play points open, which means that all they really have here is what? Craving Splendor, Surefire Bullet, possibly Blackened Scripture. They don't have to worry about any of the 4 play point stuff going on here, which means the game could possibly be over here. That would be wild if it is. We're at 9 play points, right? Here it is. I'm gonna deal 8 damage to them, putting them to, I believe, 1. What a good card for this matchup. This is wild to see this stuff. Putting them to 1 here, which means 1 play point. There's no real way for them to storm out with 1, unfortunately. But now there's this big body on board they have to deal with. If they're at the point, though, that they could... Now they're at 9, they could Aegis, discard 3, Evo, give it ward for the turn, and possibly, hopefully, set up some kind of play moving from there. Them at 1 point also means they don't have access to PTP anymore, which I don't think was in the grave, which means PTP is a dead card in their hand if they end up drawing it this turn, or if it's in their hand still. It's a very awkward situation they're going to be in, because they have to have an answer for this 8/8, and the only real answers they have is another Themis Decree Otherwise, they have 2 executions, Acolyte's Light, and I think there's 2 Acolyte's Light out already, so they technically have like 4 answers in their deck, possibly to this board, which is really weird. All right, yep, we're dropping Aegis here. They do have a fat hand, which means they should be discarding here. The only reason you make this play is because you have Guardian Sun in hand to set this up. That's my. Otherwise, they just kind of lose from here, right? So yeah, discarding 3.
To evolve him. Then I'll spend 1.
Yep, Guardian Sun, Evo, and that. Yep, we're all good here. All right. They still kind of lose out to burn damage, though. They don't have a second Lucifer Evo, even though they played 2 Lucifers. What do we have any burn damage in the deck itself here for them? They have 2 copies of Imperial Swordsman, but they don't have a target for the effect, which is unfortunate. Oh, they play Archer. Lyrial Archer. If they top deck Lyrial Archer, it's just game. Alright, looks like Gemstaff Commander here coming in looking for something to close this game out. I think if you search anything... Oh, that doesn't work. Hopefully they understand that. Because I think there you might have gotten... Oh no, that's still not enough play points. You would need 1 more to be able to search out or get the Lyrial. Are we just gonna have to vibe for a turn and take a swing for 12 and hopefully you don't have a way to really recover play points? Or not play points, but health here? That might just be the only play. Alright, he's gonna draw a card off of this. Hopefully finding lethal for next turn. It'll be really sad too if the 3rd Themis is in Haven's hand here. So they either Themis the board here, otherwise they possibly lose next turn, unless they have some other... Oh my, the 3rd Themis? Are you kidding me? Please! Judge, someone check this man's deck!
And Dark Offering.
Oh god, they're going up to 4, which means they are not going to be able to do much here to lethal. If they play another card, though, and give them the extra 2 damage, and they have Lyrial on hand next turn, like, you have to play around that. I guess you don't know that they possibly run Lyrial. You know for a fact if you play another follower on the board this turn, though, that can be targeted, you are going to take 2 damage this next turn, which means you're effectively at 2 life.
I will attack you for 10.
So you have to play around that, unfortunately. But I mean, you're setting up lethal here anyway.
And I will... How many cards do you have? 4? End turn.
Leaving up 4 play points just to hopefully avoid any type of swing. Oh my god, the 2nd copy? I forgot they were running 2. It deals exactly 4. Oh my god. What an insane finish.
I was gonna play him down and heal for 4 more.
I saw they had a second Dark Offering in hand, it looked like. They definitely probably should have played that again. It was really rough.
Yeah, I probably just should have knocked Demon and played him instead.
What an insane game. Oh, I'm so glad we got that one on stream. I'm definitely gonna enjoy watching that one back.